Chloe wandered into the nearby forest, running breathlessly, her mind in turmoil as Damien's earlier expression replayed in her thoughts. Suddenly, Sophie appeared out of nowhere and asked with concern, "Miss Claire, are you okay?" Chloe turned around, startled by the little girl's unexpected presence. Sophie innocently replied, to Marimo's house." A faint blush crept onto her cheeks. "She's a scaredy cat, so I'm giving this to her as a gift. That way, she won't be so scared at night." Chloe crouched down, surprised by the child's words. "Really? But that's your favorite doll, Sophie." "That's why I'm giving it to her. Because I like her," Sophie responded earnestly. Her answer left Chloe momentarily stunned. Sophie then beamed brightly and reminded Chloe of something she had once said. "Remember you told me not to hide my true feelings?" On one quiet evening, as Chloe lulled Sophie to sleep, she had whispered gently into her ear, "Sophie, it's much harder to show your true feelings than to hide them. Not everyone who is honest is brave, but all who are brave are honest about their true feelings." Recalling those words now, Chloe felt a sudden realization. She pulled Sophie into an embrace. The little girl, puzzled, asked, "Should I just give it to you instead, Miss Claire?" While patting Chloe's back reassuringly. "That's right. If hiding our true feelings means deceiving others, then we must stop doing so." "That's all right, Sophie. You don't need to give me your teddy. Thanks to you, I've already found courage, especially if what we're doing deceives someone dear to us." Meanwhile, Jill was deep in prayer inside the chapel. Having made up her mind, Chloe sought him out. "Shall we take that walk now?" she asked. Noticing the shift in Chloe, Jill gave a wry smile, as though he had made his own decision too. "Ah yes, I've been waiting for you, my lady." The two strolled through the square as Jill spoke in a steady voice. "Until last year, I never thought there'd be a day we could walk together again. Just like this. I'm truly happy we can share a walk together one last time." Chloe froze at his words. "One last time? Jill, what do you mean?" Jill looked at her with a gaze full of understanding and a bittersweet smile. "My lady, to be honest, I've come to terms with everything. When, by some miracle, I met you again, I was actually a bit resentful. In the past, when Damien insisted that Chloe was still alive, Jill chose not to believe him. Instead, he convinced himself that Chloe was gone. Damien, however, had been right. Though he never stopped searching for her, Jill never doubted her death. And so, he buried what he believed were her remains in sunny Verdier, along with his love. "It's only natural that she cannot be with him," Jill said, his voice tinged with sorrow. Chloe felt a pang of heartache at his words. Closing her eyes, she responded softly, "Thank you for properly laying to rest the burnt remains, Jill. And I'm sorry, my lady. You never have to apologize to me. Truly, please, take this." Jill extended a handkerchief. Chloe stared at it, puzzled. The day she had asked Jill to run away with her, she had given him this. Now, Jill felt it was time to stop crying. A tear glistened at the corner of Jill's eye as he sincerely prayed for Chloe's happiness. Touched by the devotion of the man before her, Chloe responded, "Yes, because it's you, Jill, I'm sure you will be." That night, the rain poured heavily. In the past, and even now, the truth always seems to torment her. Sitting beneath the shadow of a tree in the rain, her figure looked unbearably lonely. She was confident she could live a peaceful life again, just like she did before he trampled all over it. Chloe reached out, catching the falling raindrops, her thoughts somber. But perhaps that was arrogance on her part this time, and not his. Chloe wept deeply, tears blending with the rain. After a long while, a royal guard approached. "It's been a long time. His Majesty is waiting for you." The horse-drawn carriage came to a stop beneath the grand castle, rain pouring relentlessly with no sign of easing. The man courteously helped Chloe down, but before he could utter a word, she rushed straight toward the entrance, heedless of the rain and his hoarse calls. She even discarded her cane in the process. The man sighed, exasperated. "Huh. Like husband, like wife." Chloe, drenched from head to toe, ascended the grand staircase. She hurried to the weapon cabinet, grabbed a pistol, and stormed into Damien's room. Inside, Damien stood by the window, savoring a glass of wine. As soon as she entered, Chloe demanded, "Just why do you torment me so?" Hearing her, Damien shifted his empty gaze toward Chloe. Outside, the storm raged on, thunder and lightning tearing through the skies. He replied slowly, "A good question. Even I can't quite answer it." But what exactly have I done to you? Chloe, trembling with frustration, yelled, Why? Why did you have to barge into my peaceful world and throw everything into chaos? In stark contrast to Chloe's fury, Damien remained calm. Placing his glass down, he said, I asked what I'd done to you. You make it seem like I dragged you here against your will. Unable to bear it anymore, Chloe aimed the pistol at Damien, ordering him to stay put. Damien, however, looked faintly sorrowful. Ignoring her warning, he took slow steps toward her, saying, Did you not enjoy your walk with Jill? Is that why you're upset? Because if so, that's unfair. I said stay back, Chloe shouted, but Damien continued to approach, asking, Do you love him? Do you love him the same way you loved me? Can you kiss him as passionately as you did me? As he drew closer, Chloe threatened to shoot if he took another step. Damien grabbed the barrel of the gun and pointed it at himself. His voice dropped to a chilling intensity. Shoot then, that is, if you know how. Chloe's face twisted in anguish. What do you think? She spat back. Damien revealed, Well, I'll tell you what I know, every gun in the Ricardo mansion is always loaded. So if you want, you can kill me. Chloe's hands shook as she lowered her gaze. Damien's voice pressed on, relentless. Go on. Shoot me, Chloe. Surely you've wanted to at least once. At last, Chloe screamed. Not just once. Countless times. When you mocked me for my bad leg and made me feel ashamed. When you deceived me and arrogantly humiliated me. At every moment, I wanted to kill you. Damien's expression wavered for a moment, betraying a hint of pain. Then why can't you right now? Tears streamed down Chloe's face as she clenched her teeth. Quiet, you demon, she hissed. Damien moved the gun to his chest. Chloe, the reason you can't kill me is you love me enough to want to. Through her sobs, Chloe retorted, Where on earth does that arrogance of yours come from? How are you so unwaveringly confident? Damien's voice softened, the weight of his words sinking deep into her soul. Well, if I wasn't, I don't think I could have stayed sane up until now. You see, Chloe, his tone grew solemn. All this time, I've held on to the belief that you might still love me. It was that sliver of hope alone that got me this far. If it weren't for that, I would have placed the barrel in my mouth and pulled the trigger long ago. As he spoke, Damien lifted the barrel of the pistol to his lips. Chloe's trembling hand knocked the gun away. Silence filled the room before she finally asked, Are you aware that you completely suffocate people? I'm not, Damien replied. Without warning, he wrapped his arms around Chloe's waist, catching her off guard. But I do know that I drive people absolutely insane. Will Chloe and Damien find happiness together in the next chapter? Should Chloe forgive Damien? Or is their love doomed? Don't forget to like and subscribe to follow the Manhwa Betrayal of Dignity.